Hello, we've got a very special episode of the full flute today with my friend Jane. It's a while since I've done a full flute, but Jane has been my trusty friend for a few of the episodes, but we're not really doing a tasting so much today. We're celebrating International Sabrage Day. Yay. It's a lovely champagne chick over in South Africa decided that the world doesn't have an International Sabrage Day and we need it. So we are doing our bit in Australia. I think we're a few hours ahead of them. But I thought we'd take the little opportunity to talk a little bit about Sabrage and Friday lunch. So Jane, you've done Sabrage before, haven't you?
Yes, yes.
How does it make you feel?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
It's really liberating, and I think it's very exciting to be able to use the sword to take off the top of your champagne and then to pour it and drink. I find it very exciting.
It is. It's very empowering, isn't it?
It is very. Yes, that's a good word. Empowering. Yes.
Yeah. And you have to just be a little bit careful though when you're doing the Sabrage, because you've got to make sure nobody's standing in the way, because it does actually cut the top of the bottle off, and it's very, very sharp, and there's a lot of pressure in the bottle. So it's a bit hard to see here, but I've got a bottle and it's actually upside down in ice. And the reason we're doing that is to keep that neck of the bottle really, really cold. Makes the glass a little bit more fragile, so we're more likely to for it to go on the first go. Mm-hmm. So the other thing, Jane knows all this, so I'm boring her, but that's all right.
It's good to be reminded.
So when you have your bottle of champagne, it's actually got seams down the side. So if you look really closely and you can feel it with your finger, there's a seam. So it's like there's two bits of an Easter egg that have been put together. And then where it meets the cage of the bottle, the top ring, that's where there's a weak spot. So all you're really doing with the bottle, with the Sabre, is trying to hit that weak spot. And there's 6 atmospheres of pressure in the bottle. So those 6 atmospheres in the bottle are what's pushing the cork out and breaking the glass.
Okay, so therefore you wouldn't get any glass in your champagne because it gets blown. It's shot out when the top comes
so
off.
all the bubbles, because some bubbles come out, and so with the pressure of that, if there were any little shards of glass, they'd sort of come out.
Okay, excellent.
So hopefully, because this is now on video, so I hope it works, because that'd be just typical. Let's put this out there.
Right, let's have a go.
We were trying to do it live on Facebook, but we had some technical issues, so we're doing it now. So I'm going to give it a go. First of all, I've got to take the foil off. Now another important thing when you're doing the Sabrage is you need a glass holder. So Jane's going to be my official glass holder today. And just to make it easier to see the seam, you can take the whole bit of foil off there, because then you can really see the seam and get a good look at where you need to slide the Sabre up. So this bottle, of course, is just a little bit hard to see where it is, but I've got it there. And then you also have to take the cage, the wire cage off, and just leave the cork in there. Now, one of the things that can go wrong is that the cork decides that it's going to pop by itself, and there's not a lot you can do about that. That often happens on days when you've got the ice really cold, but it's a hot day outside. There's too much difference in pressure, but we don't have a day like that today. It's a pretty mild day here, and the bottle should be just the right amount of cold for this. So I'm going to stand back a little bit. Jane's got the glass ready. I'm just going to wipe this down so I don't slip. And I've got my trusty Sabre. Have Sabre will travel. Make sure I don't point it at Jane. And then when I'm here, I'm going to find my little seam again. There it is. And normally, just hold that back just a little bit. Okay, let's see. How we go. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, that was nice and cold. I can't pour with my left hand, so I'm just going to put my Sabre down. There we go. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. I wasn't very good at catching.
I think it got a bit shaken up because I had it upside down and then I turned it around too quickly. But you can see, normally it's a little bit, it's a clean break. This one's a bit diagonal, so it makes a nice little pouring thing. It should have come off straight. I hit it a little bit hard because I was a little bit excited about Global Champagne Day. But there you go.
Let's do another one later. We'll practice.
Yes, it'll be Jane's turn next. So be careful, everyone. Make sure your bottle's nice and cold. Put it upside down in the ice bucket for about 10 minutes before you do it. And make sure you're not pointing at anyone and you know exactly where your seam is. Happy Global Champagne, oh no, sorry, happy International Sabrage Day.
International Sabrage.
Bye.